Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dan here, going with the Passmores. It is Sunday, June 30th, about 5 p.m., probably about 91 degrees outside. Pretty warm, like 30%, 25, 30% humidity. And we just finished building this box. It's actually my son's box for his poor little blueberry bush that we showed you that actually just totally took a dump after not watering it for one day. We do have some new growth going on it. We'll show you that once we get it in the ground. But we built this box for him, for his blueberry bush, so it's right up against the back of the house so we won't forget to water it. And then it's easy for him to come out and pick things. But why don't you get a little look inside the box. Again, this box is built out of 100% throwaway wood that was going to the landfill. Yes, I do use some plywood, so I mean, that's probably not the best to use, but hey, it was free and it was available and it works. So we threw some old cedar siding, basic fence posts, fence panels on it to skin it up and make it look good. It's a 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot box, which is 8 cubic feet. I just took the final measurements, and how I'm going to fill it is looking like it's going to take about 5.9 cubic feet of dirt. So we went to Home Depot this afternoon and we got 2 bags of Kellogg's raised potting mix, raised bed potting mix, which is mainly what we use for all of our other raised beds. We got 2 bags of cow poo and 1 bag. Actually, I really do enjoy this soil and lawn sod and seed topper. That's what I use to sow our lawn from seed, and it seems to be really good. I can't really tell much of a difference between the topper and the raised bed mix. Minus, I'm sure the raised bed mix probably has some more nutrients and nutrition for the plants. But we're gonna get started throwing some topper in at the bottom, little cow poo, and then some raised bed mix, and then some cow poo, and we're gonna see if the math works out, because every time we do this, normally we run short, and supposedly the math never lies, right? Let's get started. Hey, what's up, guys? We're back. We got the box filled up. So let's get back to what we're here to do. Is we're going to water this in and get planting. It's really important to water your soil in first. I should have watered it in as we were actually putting the soil in, but we're filming this with my wife Nicole's iPhone 15, and it was actually getting hot and was about ready to shut down. That's why we had to stop the video. I just went and looked at our weather station, which is the Logia weather station. It's 87.6 degrees outside, 31% humidity with a UV index of 0, which I call bull crap on that one. But the phone was just shutting down. It was too hot for it to work. That's why we have to do this in short segments. I'd like to know what some of you big shots like Eric or Kevin and Jacques with Epic Gardening. Well, you guys probably don't get the temperatures that we get here, but like to know what kind of cameras you guys use. What's the other girl we like from the Carolinas? What's her name? What's her channel? Roots and Refuge. I'm sure you're super hot and super humid. It's good to settle your boxes, because if you don't settle your boxes before you plant, the plants can go into like a shock when they settle with the soil. I don't really understand why, but they definitely will. We've had that happen to us a couple times before, even with new boxes we built this year, because we just get impatient and try to cut some corners off a square and end up making a circle, and then it bites us in the rear end by the time we're done. and then we pay the consequences. But I think that's probably, we're going to let that drain down for a minute, and then we're going to get to planting. So we'll see you in a minute. I think that's decent, don't you? Okay, because that soil is going to displace, come up a little bit. I've never transplanted anything this big before. Ooh. Oh yeah, she's root bound a little bit. Them roots are burned. That's, I mean, I've never seen brown roots. Feel how hot that is. Wow. That's probably why this bush is toast. Wow. And it's really wet. So we're just gonna rough that up. Why don't you go ahead? I know you're filming, but get me a little bit of. Look at the worms though. Look at them little worms in there, just baking their little hearts out. Got an ant in there. Got some worms. Some sort of maybe a larva of something. But let's get a little fertilizer on that real quick. A little bone meal and a little bit of the bone meal first. Doesn't seem to really smell very good. So it's gonna be a little coarse, a little glonky. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're just gonna rub that around. That's fine. Then we're gonna dump that in the ground. We're gonna rough the side roots up a little bit while we're in here. Just kind of, rough them up with your fingers as best you can. Give it a nice little backfill. And this thing actually, I think, is going to be so happy that it is now going to finally be cool, or cooler, I should say. We're going to get that backfilled, give it just a nice little backfill here. Press it in pretty good. And then kind of rub that stuff around. Get our dirt kind of back to a grade that we want to work with here. And we're going to hope for the best. This bush could be totally gone. We don't know, but as you can see right here, we've got some new growth coming in here, new growth coming in here, but everything else has just died off. We got new growth coming in different areas on the bush. So now I really do feel like we're going to be able to, and I might have planted it a little bit close to this side, huh? It's okay. Okay. We'll have, because I was going to say we could dig it up and move it real quick, but throw gold around the edges. Some miracle golds around the edges. We're going to throw a watermelon in here because I just can't help when I go to Home Depot and they have plants that look good. I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, it's like the later in the season, the bigger the plants get and the cheaper they are. And I just have a hard time already being there and not buying more crap, which is a problem. But hey, at least I'm not buying crack cocaine at Circle K, right? You gotta look at the positive of every problem. So now what we're gonna do is wash my hands off first. So we're just gonna give a little hand wash here. Gonna rinse that dirt back in there off the box and the fertilizer, get that top clean, get that clean. I'm gonna give that nice little hit, get my hand clean. What do you think, Bugga? We just planted your blueberry, and right now we're just soaking this, and you guys might think that we're crazy by watering so much, but it can get so hot and windy here, and the UV index can get up to 11 by like 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning, which is really, really harsh on a lot of plants. So I don't think that's going to hurt it at all. I mean, I think that's going to make it happy. So in all reality, we're going to think about placement here, because you've got these little miracle golds that are going to go in this box to kind of make it look like it's alive, because right now this plant looks like it's dead because it's our fault. Talk about being a bad parent. When your kid gets one plant and you screw it up, but your plants are still doing good, I promise you that'll make you feel bad. And that's where we're at right now. So I built this just for him, and hopefully he's going to enjoy it. He has his own box already. We've never shown you guys. We haven't got that far in the garden tour yet. Where did you put my watermelon? Hey guys, my son Callan is his name. I call him Duggars or Buggy or Buggy Gas or Little Duggars or whatever. But this is he said he wants a watermelon in his box. I offered him this one, which actually has I believe two little watermelons growing on it. He didn't want this one because it's too big for his box. So I'll have that one, I guess. Why? That one doesn't have watermelon. But this one will, and so I think we could probably find a place for this because it's a little bigger surface area for the root system. So because his box is predominantly for the blueberry, what we're going to do is we're going to throw this Charleston, it's an heirloom Charleston gray watermelon in, what would you say, this corner or this corner? I'll have the big one. No, which corner do you want it in? This one or this one? That one. Right there. We might be able to actually trellis it up to the post of the back of the house for a little bit then. I guess that would be mine too. And that one. I mean, she's pretty well root bound in the cup, but I mean, the later in the season, the better the plants are looking, I have to say. So big box stores. So what we're going to do is we're going to rough these up just a little bit. We're going to kind of just open them up, you know, just get a little rough with them if you have to, and let them just kind of fan out a little bit. And then after we do that, we're going to hit them with a little bit of fertilizer on the bottom. I got that taken care of now, so we're just going to hit with a little bit of bone meal and just kind of sprinkle it on that right there. That last little bit, we're just going to kind of cast that in the hole. And then we'll throw just a little acidifier, not too much, just a little bit in the bottom. We're just going to kind of cast that around. And then we're just going to dump that in the ground and position it to where it's kind of crawling out of the box that way. Look at these little, I don't know what these little freebies are, these little volunteers, but they came from Home Depot here in Prescott Valley, Arizona, that way. And then we're just going to go ahead and pack that in. I've got a watermelon in Junior's box, which we're going to put the tag in, something we normally don't do, which is the heirloom Charleston Gray. I don't think we've ever grown one of those before. Just going to go ahead and shove that thing in right there. Boom. Got that done. That's all packed in. Everything's looking pretty good so far in this box. I just seem to build boxes. We're going to throw in some Miracle Golds. So I'm not sure if we looked up to see if blueberries and watermelon actually get along or not, but we didn't. No, we didn't do that. And we're just going to ride it out and see what happens. I mean, hey, the blueberries are already doing bad. Watermelon's doing good. So we're just going to try it out. Let's get this thing mulched, and then this box is done.
What are you using for mulch?
Right now we're using just some all-purpose straw from our local Tractor Supply, because I ran out of I really like to use old dead grass that comes from our lawn that we rake up in about February and March, and it really locks in tight. It creates a very, very tight woven mulch system, but I just don't have any more dead grass because of the time of the season. So, you know, the straw doesn't look bad, but I like to use as small a mulch as possible so that when our garden season's done, we can just turn that over and blend that into our soil, and we're not putting like big wood chips and stuff in there that really eat your nitrogen up. We've done that before just beginners' mistakes. And the big wood chips really are just a pain in the rear end to deal with. So we're going to see what this straw does. I feel like maybe it could have been ran through a shredder a little bit better. Hey, I mean, for like 20 bucks, I guess beggars can't be choosers, can they? All right, so I was talking about this snake last night, but we're out here, just enjoying the evening. It was nice weather. Like I said, we just got back from downtown. The in-laws or Nicole's parents were watching the kids. We went out for her birthday for a little while, and we're going over some stuff in the garden. The kids are playing with their squirt guns and all this stuff, and then Nicole comes back out of the house with Junior and Nicole's dad, and Nicole's like, "Did you hear that?" And her dad's like, "No, what are you talking about?" And then she's like, "It sounded like something was like rattling or buzzing." She looks down, and there's probably about a 2 foot Western Diamondback rattlesnake coiled up right outside of our French doors that go into our living room, and damn nearly could have bit her or the kids. So I grabbed a shovel real quick, a little square point shovel that's in the chicken yard, and was able to jab it about, I don't know, maybe 6-8 inches in its body below its head, and then drug it out and chopped its head off. But it was ready to fight, that's for sure. I haven't seen many snakes around here in this area, but the ones that I have seen, believe me, and we've been around a lot of rattlesnakes and other snakes, the ones that are around here um, are very, very aggressive. I've actually had one in our driveway, an 18-inch little coontail Western Diamondback rattlesnake, stand up like a cobra and want to fight me from about 25 yards away. They are very, very aggressive. So it really was an eye-opener last night to watch what we do, because we leave our back door, these doors open. We've got another sliding glass door on the other side where our grass is at in the hot tub. And I mean, we're pretty liberal with our doors, and leave them open, and just like enjoy the good weather in the evenings and stuff like that. And now it's something that we're not going to be able to do.